I finished up at the flea market for the weekend, and I did pick up a couple of items, but I was pretty pleased with what I was able to find through the event. First of all, we have Nintendo's Donkey Kong Country 3 for the Game Boy Advance, re-releasing the game on the Super Nintendo. And there is a story for me behind this game. Is when I started writing online for video games, the very first product I was able to receive from a gaming company was in fact this very game, Donkey Kong Country 3. And I was kind of I missed out on Donkey Kong Country 3 on the Super Nintendo the first time around, so I was kind of woefully ignorant about what actually changed in this cartridge. And funny enough, I was so stressed about it that I actually spelled the word banana incorrectly in the article, but we caught it at the last second, thankfully. That's the benefits of going online. But I wanted to give this another playthrough and maybe even put up an updated review of it. That way I can kind of I suppose in my mind get it correct this time. But yeah, it's just interesting to come across that this was the very first product that I ever received from a game company in doing things online for video games. And second off, another Nintendo title, we have the DS version of Super Mario 64. It was available at release for the Nintendo DS, and I was an early adopter of the Nintendo DS system through a retail arrangement. I was able to actually get my system a couple of days early. So we had this cartridge, and then it came with the demo for Metroid Prime. The Metroid Prime Hunters, I believe is what it was called. It was a demo for the first-person shooter game. And at the time, I was kind of looking for something a little bit different, but looking back, being able to play as the different characters and the extras that were introduced in this, I do kind of regret getting rid of this at the time. But at this point, between Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario 64 for the DS, since I was writing about games online, I was continually trading and selling games to be able to get more games and to actually make money off of my writing, so to say. So that's why I ended up getting rid of those, but glad to be reunited with them at this point. And then I guess kind of the big piece that we came away with for the weekend is we have this wide body right here, an OG Xbox. And I had an Xbox before, but the disk drive stopped working on it. And on this, it definitely needed some cleaning, looking it over. It was originally marked with one price, and the seller offered to lower the price. And then when he found that he forgot to pack up the cords and controller for it, lowered the price even more. So at that point, it was kind of a bargain that I couldn't pass up. It was cheap enough that even if it didn't work, I was able to, kind of toy with it and figure it out. And then KC, who's been mentioned and included in a few videos on the channel, including the Britney's Dance Beat and the Virtual On videos, he's willing to tinker with the system with me as well. So at the end of the day, even if it doesn't work, can do something with the hard drive or maybe find a replacement disk drive somehow. So he's willing to tinker with this with me, but it was a little rough at first, but I did manage to get it working. And I have a handful of Xbox games, mainly Spike Out Battle Street by Sega and the Dance Dance Revolution Ultramix games by Konami. I still have all of those discs, and they are not backwards compatible with anything else. So I was really looking forward for an Xbox system. That way I'd be able to play those games once again. And this might do the trick, at least for a little while. We'll see how the disk drive ends up on it and how it holds up over time. And I do have one last purchase. It is not video game related, but it's a very curious, bizarre find that I, it's kind of only at a flea market type thing. But we open this up. It is a Warrior Nun Ariala figure. It's a special gold edition figure of the character, and it is autographed by creator Ben Dunn. And had to look up a lot of information about this, but looking at the back of the box, about how it was a North American drawn, basically in the manga style, and they were looking to create an anime based on it, and they did this limited offer to receive this limited edition figure, trying to raise money to go toward the animation. Turns out the animation never did release, but they do have available online. You can watch it on YouTube. they did create an opening segment animation for the movie, and if I read correctly, it's done by the studio that did the X-Men animated series opening, so kind of high quality, and just really weird, bizarre thing that I found. So there you have it. It's a bit of a strange assortment of items, but that was what we were able to pick up this weekend. I definitely say the best piece is this Xbox. Super cheap, and it's working so far with some effort, but we'll see what we can do with it, and it should lead to some future content on the channel. So look out in the future on the YouTube channel, on Twitch, and on Twitter. There'll likely be some at least Spike Out Battle Street content coming forward. Not very good at the game, but I love playing it, so we'll see what we end up with.